So long, long time ago, a young Jedi sat down and made a movie list of his favorite top 10 movies. Here they are, presented not by Yoda, but by Master Jedi Kif. Alright, so probably not my best Yoda, but figured why not. I can actually do quite a few others. Marvin the Martian's probably the one that's least most dead on. But you didn't come here to listen to me do voices or try to do voices. You came here to see what my top 10 favorite movies are. Well, because it was so hard to come up with these top 10, I also didn't come up with an order they were supposed to be in. The only one I can honestly say is the very first one. So, without further delay, let's get to it. The first one for sure is a movie called Fanboys. It was actually kind of a love story to Star Wars. And if you follow me and you've seen my room tour and all that, you know I absolutely love Star Wars. Star Wars is one of my favorite movies of all time. And believe me, it's on this list. But Fanboys, it's pretty much the story about four nerds who have drifted apart and kind of went about their lives after high school, but then eventually came back after finding out that one of their members has cancer. So they decide to go forth and try to steal a copy of Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, from the Lucas Ranch. A lot of hilarity ensues, and it's a really good movie, something I definitely enjoyed. Jay Birchall's in it. He's an amazing actor. There's a lot of other random actors. Jay and Silent Bob, Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes are in there. William Shatner's in there. Carrie Fisher is in there. Billy D. Williams, he plays a character named Judge Reinhold, which is actually the reason why I have this movie. I have two copies. I have the rented or the one I lend out to people when I watch, and then the signed copy, the one that's signed by Billy D. Williams. I got to meet him 2 years ago. So, I was really happy about that. Just a lot of others. Danny McBride's in this. I'm trying to think. Seth Rogen is in this. Again, just a lot of amazing characters. Harry Knowles is in this. So, Johnny Trino. Hopefully, I'm saying his name right. I know he's in this. And again, just a lot of good actors. So, without actually going into any other order, let's just continue on. The next one I had written down was El Dorado. Robert Mitchum, John Wayne. This was just a movie I have a lot of fond memories of because me and my dad used to watch it all the time. It's a very good movie. There was two of them, two or three that actually kind of blended together, but two definitely got together, and had very few things that were different. One had this one has Robert Mitchum in it. The other one has Dean Martin, and the other one had a younger kid. This one was River Phoenix. I believe it was River Phoenix. He was in this movie. It had a lot of. No, I don't believe it was River Phoenix. That's my bad. It just had a lot of good moments, and you gotta love the young kid with a weird hat and the sawed off shotgun. That makes me laugh every time. So, next on the list, and here's the Star Wars movie that I promise you would be on here. Funny enough, it's not the one most people think. It is Return of the Jedi. And everybody goes, well, why don't you have Empire Strikes Back on your list? To be honest, I wasn't a big fan of Empire Strikes Back. I think it's a solid movie. I think it's a good Star Wars film, and any Star Wars film is worth its, grain of salt. But I just didn't enjoy it as much. In Return of the Jedi, there was so much to love: the space battles, the lightsaber battles, the wacky creatures. We got to see Jabba's palace, the Rancor, the little pig creatures. I can't think of what they're called. There was just a lot, and Chewbacca, and of course, Princess Leia's famous bikini, metal bikini. These were just iconic things, and yes, Empire Strikes Back had that, but it took on a darker tone that I just couldn't dig. I couldn't get into. I do remember Return of the Jedi being the one. My parents used to have pizza night, and whenever we had pizza night, I got to choose the movie. And every time when I chose the movie, it was Return of the Jedi. So we eventually had less and less pizza, but I got to see it enough to actually be put on this top 10 list. So the other one, another one is Jason of the Argonauts, Jason and the Argonauts. Really like this one. It was one of those movies that, again, I've watched so many times. My Uncle Mike and Aunt Kathy used to have this. Whenever I go to New York, which was pretty much every year, I would go and watch it and, just watch it over and over and over again. And it definitely has a special spot, especially considering that this is the first movie with CG animation in it for the Children of the Hydra. So it was just, it's one of those good classical movies, and I've always liked mythology, and just naturally good clean fun, because this was definitely that. The next one would be The Creature of the Black Lagoon. I have all three, but I think the original was probably the best, and I can't really explain why I like this. Frankenstein was good, The Mummy was good, Wolfman was good, Dracula was good, Invisible Man was good. The only one I have to say I wasn't really a big fan of was Phantom Menace. Or Phantom of the Opera. Phantom of the Opera. I never could get into it. And especially the newer ones with all the music and the scene. I like musicals, I don't mind it. Another one that almost made this list was Singing in the Rain. I like them, but Phantom of the Opera it didn't do anything for me. But Creature from the Black Lagoon, I guess it had the best special effects, the creature. It was just a better film, and again, I can't explain it, but it's another one of those I've seen literally 1,000 times, and if it comes on again, I'll watch it. So, next one will be House on Haunted Hill. Now, this is the original one with Vincent Price. Again, if you know me, you know I love Vincent Price. He's my favorite actor of all time. I've seen pretty much everything I can get my hands on with him, and including the Batman TV show where he played Egghead, the criminal named Egghead, is it Dr. Horrible on the Bikini Machine? Something like that. He has a movie where he makes a bikini machine. I have that one too. It was just he's a great actor, and this one, it currently has the only horror film that has actually made me jump time and time again. And I like the older horror films. I don't like the newer ones. Are just gore, cussing, and nudity, and well, you really can't complain about any of that. They're not appealing to me. I liked it when they went with scares. This movie and Pit and the Pendulum were both rated R originally for music that makes cause heart attacks. They made the music to scare you. They made the visuals to scare you. They put the actors who knew how to bring out the dark side without actually going, full on gore or full on, just disgustingness trying to make you puke. This is when they were truly scary for being scary. And I really like that. So, next one, I'm probably going to get laughed at a lot for this one, but the movie is Step Up. I love dancing. I wish I was more graceful on my feet. I am a very fat man. I may not look it, but I am 320 pounds, give or take a few pounds, and no grace. No grace whatsoever, and I can't really dance, but Step Up actually, I love all dancing movies, but Step Up really spoke to me because just the story and it being one of Channing Tatum's first movies, I just liked it. I thought it was enjoyable. I thought it was a good story. There was great actors, great dance moves. The music was really good, and it had a good story. So really, really enjoyed that. Another one, Princess Bride. It's one of those movies you can just quote word, almost word for word. Has Andre the Giant in it, one of his few roles. And if you watch some of the biography on this movie, you know that he was not in a good physical condition during this movie, but it never shows. He has great humor. He has great, just acting skills. Again, he's, a big klutz wrestler. But I find out that some wrestlers actually are extremely good actors, and for what this movie was, I think Andre the Giant could be put in that category. I think he did a great job. Everybody, you can, again, like I said, you can quote this, marriage, we have come here today. It's there. And Billy Crystal playing the witch doctor was really good. There's a famous actress playing his wife, and I wish I could remember her name, but she's really good. Hello, you killed my father. Prepare to die. That's another one. Again, it's just one of those ones to quote. So I really like that one. And my dad knows the words, word for word, and we can go back and forth. And even my mom gets into it, so I love it. Now, this is actually one of the few newer movies, and I do mean new when I mean this one, which is Avengers. It's just a movie that, again, I'll watch every time it's on. For a cast, you couldn't ask for better. I was a little scared when they changed out Edward Norton with Mark Ruffalo. In fact, I really didn't like it. Really happy I was wrong on that one. But it was just a great movie. The chemistry, even the uncertainty of some of the characters. Loki being the bad guy. Tom Hiddleston does an amazing job. And, you have Chris Evans, you have Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, you have Mark Ruffalo, just, Samuel L. Jackson, just a stellar cast. And you can have a good characters, you can have a good plot, but when you mash them together and make a movie like this, it is so worth it. So it definitely made my top 10 list. The last one, I really enjoy. I couldn't leave this list without putting Young Frankenstein on. Again, I thought it was an amazing movie. It's another one of those ones you can quote word for word. Gene Wilder is just an amazing actor. I actually saw the play just not too long ago, the musical play. And even though it wasn't Gene Wilder and it wasn't, these characters, the story lived on. The music was amazing. So pretty much any context that you put this movie in or this story in, it's going to be good. So really happy to put that on. So that's it. That's my top 10 list. In no particular order except for Fanboys being number 1. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If there's any, you're questioning, you want more answers to why I like it, or if you just want to chastise me for not putting Empire Strikes Back on here, go for it. Just leave a comment in the comments section below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, I'm always doing random things for this video. I'm actually trying to get better at this, and I do get a tripod on its way. It's an octopus tripod, so kind of wondering how it's going to do. It was only $3, so hopefully it'll work. Keep your fingers crossed. So, well, if anything else, I will say goodbye, but I guess Marvin will say it better.
Yes. Goodbye, Earthlings. Bye-bye.